Hello beautiful people, welcome once again to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how I made this bubu gown for a 4 years old girl. I used 2 yards of fabric because of the gown was long and it had hair tie. So the first thing first, you're going to fold the normal way you fold your bubu gown. You fold into two, then you fold two again, which makes it four, which is the back and the front together. You can cut the front and the back separately depending on how you want it to be. So I folded it into four like so. Then I'll start taking my measurements. I'll take the shoulder to shoulder measurement. The shoulder to shoulder measurement is 12, so divided by 2. Then from that point, I'm going to have the sleeve length. So it depends on how long you want the sleeve to be. So it's going to be a long sleeve that will get to an ankle. So I use the sleeve of 6 plus 10, which made this, sorry, 6 plus 8. So the sleeve length is going to be 8 because I wanted it longer. So I'm just going to mark like so. Then I came down by 1.5, which for the shoulder slant. Then for the sleeve opening, I use 9 inches. So I'm just going to mark like so. So this point that I came down by 9 inches, where I'm going to be fixing the hip divided by 4. That will be like the chest point. So for the shoulder slant, I came down by 1.5. I'm just going to mark like so I can connect it to the neckline. So for the neckline, I use 2 inches width, which will be the back and the front width. And then the front parts, I'm going to be using 3 inches. Or you can use 2.5, but I use 3 inches. So that's going to connect from the shoulder slant that I came down by 1.5 to the neck point. So you can make it V-neck or you can make it round neck, whichever one you want. So that's going to mark like so and connect. So next is to take the gown length. So I use 36 inches and I added 2 inches to an allowance to it. So I'm just going to mark like so, which was the length of the gown. So you can use whatever length you want. The length of the gown is not specific or is not constant. You have to measure on your clients. So next is for me to place the chest measurement at that sleeve opening that I went down by 9 inches. So I'll divide around hip, which is 24, divided by 4. I'm just going to place it like so. Then I will add 4 inches sewing allowance to it. You can add 2 inches, you can add 3 inches. So I'm just going to divide that and then place it at that sleeve opening area. So I'm going to mark. So that's where the hip measurement is going to stay. Then the hip side, I'm still going to use the same measurement. So I'm just going to mark this straight down. You know, it's like a full bubu gown. So I'm just going to mark that. And then connect it straight down to the end line of the gown. So this is how it's going to be. Then you're just going to like create like a curve at that point. So you don't make it straight, you make it a bit curved at the sleeve opening area. So it's going to be like this. I'm just going to mark it straight down. So I'm done. I've gotten the shoulder slant, the neck point, and the sleeve opening. So I'm just going to cut like so. So this is the back. I'll cut the back. When I'm cutting the front, I'm going to be using 3 inches. So I'm just going to cut the back like so first, so I can cut the front. The front depth, I'll be using 3 inches. I'm just going to cut like so. Cut the shoulder slant, then cut the down part to the sleeve opening like so. So after doing this, I'll open up the bubu gown, remove the back so I can cut the front neckline. So after cutting, next is to start placing the stone on the bubu gown. So first thing first, you have to create like lines to guide you when you are placing the gown, when you're placing the stone on the gown. So this is the front part, so it depends on if you want to put it on the back or the front. So I'm just going to put on the front only. So from the end line side of the front, I went inward by 3 inches. From that point, I went upward for the first line by 3 inches, the next line by 7 inches. So it was just increasing like so, lower, higher, lower, higher, lower, higher, like that. So the middle part, I went upward, which was the longest part. I went upward by 13 inches. So you're just going to mark like so. This mark I'm marking is just like a guide. So when I'm placing the stone, it's going to be on this line that I've created. So it's just a guide, lower, higher, lower, higher, lower, higher, just like a design. So you can create your own design, because if it's your own design, and just create what works for you. So this is design I'm working with. So I'm just going to mark. You can see higher, lower, higher, lower. The lowest one was 4 inches from the hem line of the gown. So you first of all have to fold your down part by 1 inches and stitch it before you start doing this, because once you start placing the stone, it will be difficult for you to sew. So at the sleeve area, I'm just going to mark from that curve straight down to the shoulder slant. So I'll use my ruler to create that mark. So this also will guide me when I'm placing the stone. I'm just going to mark straight like so. I'll do that to the right, and I'll also do that to the left. So I'll be placing the stone on this part to not pass that line that I just marked. So on the left hand side, I'm going to create the same line like so. So the stones will be on this part. So now it's for me to go and start fixing the stones. So this is the 1 million board. I'll start fixing my stone. I'm using this method because this board is wide. As you can see, it has 2 lines. So I need only the middle part. So after fixing it, it's nice for us to place the transfer sheets on the stone. So the stone will transfer to the sheets. So I'm just going to place it like so, and then use the cloth to hold it, or use the cloth to press it on the transfer paper. So I'm just going to do it like so, and then press. So by pressing it, the stone will stick on the transfer sheet. So I'm just going to press like so, and then remove it. So after removing it, I'll do the same thing on the next one. So I created like 7 of these. I was using it line by line, like 10, or sorry, is it 5 on each transfer sheet. But I didn't need this way. It was easy for me. If I use all the old board, it to take a lot of my time and the stress. So that's why I just focus on 4. So this is how to use your transfer sheet. You just place the transfer on the stone like so to stick to it automatically. Then you use your fabric to press on it. So the fabric will make the stone to stick properly to the transfer sheets, because it's like a gum. So after doing that, I'm just going to peel it out like so. I'll peel it out gently. Anyone that does not stick properly, I will redo it or arrange it well when I'm placing it on the fabric. So after removing it, I'll stick it on the paper just to hold it in place till I'm ready to use the stone. So I'm just going to cover it like so and set it aside. So I think I did 7 of these. So after doing that, now is to start placing the stone on the fabric. So to place the stone on the fabric, I'm just going to open it one by one. Then I'll use the scissors to cut it out till I start gumming it on the fabric one by one. I'll follow the design, the mark I made on the on the fabric. I'll follow that lines and place them. So I'll be using a iron to first of all hold it in place, because if I'm using the heat transfer machine direct, it's going to take a lot of my time, because I'm creating this design. There is no specific board. This board does not have its own design, so I'm using my own hands to create the design. So that's why it's going to take a lot of my time if I'm using the heat transfer machine. So that's why the first thing you have to do first, to use your iron to hold it in place. If you're using normal electric iron, make sure it's not too hot so you don't burn your fabric. So it's just for you to hold it in place, as you can see me do. I'm the one using my hand to create the design, so I'm just trying to be creative with my own design here. So I use iron to hold this first before taking it to the heat transfer machine. I'm just going to cut like so. You can see I'm cutting the transfer sheet direct, then I'll cut into pieces, then start placing it one after the other, follow the exact line. So this might take you like 2 hours to create. So I'm just going to place like so, placing it line by line, so I get the desired design that I want. So like I said, I'll be using the iron to hold it in place first before I'll take it to the heat transfer machine. So make sure your iron is on low heat so you don't burn your stone and burn your fabric. This is just hold it in place. If you're using your heat transfer machine, to take a lot of your time. So I keep doing this till I get to till I'm done with the down part, then move to the sleeve area. So be creative with your own design. Create whatever design that works for you, whatever you feel like doing. This is the design I came up with for the bubu gown. So now it's for me to move to the sleeve area. So this is the down part of the bubu gown. You can see the design I created. So I'll move to the sleeve area and create the next design. I've already marked it out, so I'll just follow that mark as a guide and start placing the stones. So once you are done fixing the stone, the next for you to join the front bubu and the back bubu together, and you are done. So this stoning is the basic important part. So once you are done doing that, you are done making your bubu gown. So guys, next for me now to take it to the heat transfer machine after ironing is to hold it in place. So after this, I'm done. So that is the end of this tutorial, guys. So thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. God bless you guys as you subscribe to my channel. See you guys in the next tutorial. Bye.